Okay, you did it. You made your decision. You're homeschooling. Now what? Okay, so you've made the decision to homeschool. Maybe you haven't told anyone yet. Maybe you haven't told the school yet. But you've decided that homeschooling is right for your family this year. It may not be a permanent solution, but for now, based on the school schedules and virtual learning and what you feel is right for your child, you have decided to homeschool. So now what? First, take a deep breath. You've made a good decision. Relax and understand that you have this. You can do this. This does not have to be hard. You get to decide whether you're going to have a rigorous homeschool or a relaxed homeschool. We fall somewhere in between. Some things we do feel pretty rigorous, and some things feel like, maybe we should be doing a little more. Anyhow, I've been homeschooling. I'm starting my 7th year, and I can't imagine not homeschooling at this point. There's a lot more to homeschooling than just academics. There's character building, there's faith building, there's family culture. It is a lifestyle, and it works very well for us. Now, you might kind of be thrown into this because you think it's the best option for this year, and you might decide to send your child back next year, and that's really okay. It's okay. So, you've decided to homeschool. You've taken a deep breath. You're relaxed. Now you're going to go over to homeschooliowa.org and take a look at the options available for Iowans to homeschool. You're going to go through those options and find the one that works best for you and your family. You're going to find the appropriate paperwork to file with the school if required. And while you're there, I'd recommend looking into a membership. They are homeschool advocates, and they have a presence at our state capitol, and they are advocating for us homeschoolers every day. I think their membership starts up in January, so if you were to start now, you pay, but you pay again in January, and that's really just up to you. Okay, so now you've relaxed, you've decided to homeschool, you've picked your option, you filed your paperwork. The next thing is to figure out curricula. There's all sorts of learning styles. So once you pick your curricula, you want to go to that publisher's website and see if they have placement tests, and have your child do a placement test to determine what level of work you need to order. Now, there's some things that you might find out when doing these placement tests. You might find out that your child doesn't score at their grade level. And if that's the case, don't worry about it. What you want to do is start where your child is and start teaching where their ability is and move forward from there. The beauty of homeschooling is that you get to meet your child where they are and move forward from there. And that's really how you bring your child up to speed if they are behind. What do you teach? And you might be wondering if you're even capable of teaching, if you're even qualified to teach. And of course you are. You're a mother, you're a father, you're a parent, you're part of a family, and this is just an extension of that. I would recommend finding curricula that is time-tested and proven. There's going to be an increased demand for homeschool curricula, and a lot of it might not be so great. A lot of parents are considering homeschooling based on the requirements of the school during this pandemic. So you really want to make sure you get a quality curricula. So do some research, watch some YouTube videos, join some Facebook groups, go to the publisher's website, see what works. Homeschool Legal Defense Association. I think that's it. They have on their website, and I'll link it below, a test that your child can take to see what kind of learner they are. And that might help determine what kind of curricula. So now you picked your curricula, you figured out, you went to the publisher's webpage and completed the placement test to figure out where your child starts. So you've relaxed, you picked your option, you filed your paperwork, you purchased your curricula, you found your starting point. You might be wondering, where do I purchase curricula? Well, you purchase curricula in many different places. There's the Rainbow Resources, there's the Christian Bookstore, Amazon, Facebook has a ton of used homeschool curricula. I buy most of mine on Facebook for half the price most of the time. If you decide to join a co-op, you can have a book swap or a book sale. So, you've relaxed, you've picked your option, you filed your paperwork, you did the placement tests, picked your curricula, bought your curricula. Now it's time to plan. Now, I'll put a link below to what our fall schedule will be, and you will see that we don't do every subject every day. We just keep moving forward. In fact, several of the subjects we didn't finish in 5th grade, so we will be finishing in 6th grade. I'm not even buying new material. I'm just going to keep using what we have and keep moving forward. And I'd recommend that in your day-to-day life. I'd recommend that in your quarter, in your semester, in your year. So here you are. You figured out what curriculum, you figured out your schedule, you figured out your plan. Now there's a couple other things we need to discuss. One of those is socialization. I know it's crazy, but people still worry about that. If you hunker down in your house and you do not allow your children to see anybody, talk to anybody, and you mistreat them, it is going to be an abusive situation for your child. That is not reality for homeschooling. People who mistreat and abuse their children are abusers. They are not homeschoolers. Now it's time to talk about the naysayers, the doubters. Whenever I think of people that don't support homeschooling, I think about the Tom Hanks movie, the Christmas movie. What is that called? Where Tom Hanks plays all the parts, and one of the characters is going through the train, and he comes across the old broken toys, and he's accused of being a doubter. That's what I always think of. You're a doubter. You're a doubter. So, neighbors, acquaintances, I feel like they need to tell you what they think about homeschooling and what you need to do. I would recommend just smiling politely, offering them grace, and leaving the conversation. It's very easy to say, well, I gotta go, I gotta get my roast in the crock pot, and just leave it. There is no point in debating your life decisions. You're not going to debate with somebody on the street corner the church you go to. So why on earth would you debate the fact that your lifestyle includes educating your child at home? Now it gets a little more complicated when we're talking about grandparents and we're talking about parents or siblings. You still want to offer a great amount of grace. Homeschooling is scary to people who don't understand it, and it is also, I guess, kind of controversial. But offer grace. Do not be swayed. If you believe the Holy Spirit has put on your heart to homeschool your child, do not allow your family to talk you out of it. This is very important. And if you have a Christian family, then you relay to your family that you need their prayer. That the Holy Spirit has put this on your heart, and that you need their prayer to bless your homeschool. And nobody should argue with you ever about what the Holy Spirit has put on your heart. If the argument, discussion, negativity continues, just smile, nod your head, and leave the discussion. I think we've covered everything. So relax, pick your option, file your paperwork, take the placement tests, buy your curriculum, make your plan, and just keep moving on. I have never regretted homeschooling, and I don't think you will either, even if it's just for this year. So I wish you luck. Good luck.